Starts first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. And Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall scrambles, thought about the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. To the end zone, that's hauled in with one hand by McCulley. Touchdown, Indiana.
Welcome to episode 204 of the Hoosier Happy Hour. You know us. Brandon's here. I'm here. Seth is supposed to be here, but he has caught the 2020 virus in 2024. So he's hanging out with a little bit of COVID. We all know how that works. Foggy brain. So I probably forgot. We'll see. Or he's still trying to defend one of the Purdue players that was named in the top 100 players on EA Sports NCAA 2025, which I told him was congratulations. And you should.
That will be the high mark of Purdue's year. Like that.
I've never heard of the guy. Never heard of him. Have you heard of him? Daniel, apparently he was an All-American last year. It's not my fault I've never heard of him. I don't cover Purdue. I don't care about Purdue. You know what I mean? So I don't seek out any information necessarily, except for whenever we do cover them in a preview, which is what we're going to do today, except not Purdue. We're going to do Northwestern. But I don't retain anything at 37 with three kids. There's no room in my brain for retention on anything other than like IU stuff for football. So,
and also you have to care. And let's be honest,
they
care about us way more than we care about them.
I love that we do this whenever he's not on and just absolutely roast Purdue. But let's move on. That's not why we're here. We're here to talk Game 6 in July about the second away game at Northwestern. And we'll do our normal stuff. We'll talk about what's going on with the program. Since we last talked to you guys last week, we'll do a little bit of NCAA 25 talk. If Seth joins us, I think he just sent something in the group about maybe not going.
He said move along.
Yeah, maybe we'll save it for next week when it's about to come out.
When it's game time.
It comes out Tuesday. A lot of people are skipping out on like the early stuff because I think the big packages you either buy. I spend a lot of money and get like all of the Ultimate Team stuff, and that's not my jam. I don't ever play Ultimate Team, never have, not in any of the stuff. Or the other new packages you buy, Madden and NCAA football, and a lot of people don't care for Madden anymore. So they don't want to do that either. So a lot of people are just waiting for Friday. So we'll just chat.
You got to get down for Friday.
We know about it. Exactly. And then we'll just do some randos, and we'll cover the game, I guess, against Northwestern, and then we'll do some randos and get out of here. But we've got a little bit of news around the program, some of it legit, some of it speculation. So the first few things are legit. You guys can figure out which one. So no more rock in the rock, Brandon. The rock has been moved out of the rock. The other thing, there is no more Heps rock. We all know it is Heps rock. The original The Rock engraving now on the front of the bottom portion of the rock. And now it's located right outside the ticket office. So like right at the end of the walk into the stadium for the players, they'll walk right by that rock and walk into the stadium. I kind of like it. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's more accessible. They're really upgrading the outside of the stadium. It definitely needed it. There was no juice walking into the stadium a few years ago. They're creating that environment. I think that is a move in the right direction. A lot of little things can make an impact. This by itself doesn't, but it's one of the little things that can as a collection of items.
What are your thoughts as a podcast that covers a football team that traditionally doesn't have much of a tradition? What are your thoughts? And I hope we're on the same page of Coach Kurt coming in, Coach Sig coming in, and basically doing everything his way. Like, I don't want the rock in there anymore. I'm going to move the student section. we're going to probably do a whole new entrance. We got new uniforms. We've got it's good, right? Right. Like, what did it do for us before?
About time somebody did.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I hate doing this at work. I hate doing this in my personal life. I hate doing this on podcasts, speaking ill of the formerly employed, right? But so much of what Tom did was secretive, in-house, low-key. Sig is opposite of that. He's getting fans pumped at basketball games. He's on radio shows. He's making wholesale changes. It's so refreshing to see somebody out in front of the program doing something.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're talking about Northwestern in July, right? There's passion around this fan base. People are going to listen to this. Give the fans stuff. And in his first few months, no one can say Coach Sig isn't giving fans stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if he's said it on anything. I think I've listened to any of his radio interviews. But I kind of like, at least what it looks like, is that he's coming in. He wants to build a tradition here, I think, or at least put his stamp on what's going on. And then maybe that does lead to some sort of traditions down the end. The other cool thing about the Rock, and you kind of hinted at it, was there was no accessibility to it at all for the fans.
Nope.
Like there was no going, unless you went to the spring game and got down on the field, which they didn't do that this year. So it would have been only during Tom Allen's years you got down on the field. You went over, took a picture with it. I took a picture with it. We did a gender reveal for our first kid down there on the field.
It was
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be so accessible when we're walking in, because that's on our way to our seats. So when we're walking in, we're going to walk right by it. I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of people.
The kids can go and touch it. They can take pictures on it. Like, all of it is just, again, it's a little thing. It's a little thing, but that stuff's cool.
Yeah.
People are going to take pictures on it. It's going to be all over social media. Those things matter in 2024.
Does it make it through rush week without having a fence put on around it?
I hope so, but I mean, kids are dumb. I'm dumb and I'm 36. So I hope it does, but that might be just wishful thinking.
I think it's far enough away, right? That it's probably not that big of an issue. Like, it's far enough away from the bars, obviously, and I think it's just far enough away.
Do the villas still exist? Because the villas are close.
The villas are kind of close. I think they're renamed, but technically they still exist. Yes. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some commits. There was one commit I was super pumped about.
You
That's
were.
what we're going to start with, and that's cornerback Sianta Stewart out of Cincinnati. He was on the most recent set of visits, I think. 6'2" corner, 3-star ranked right now. He had some major offers and been on some major official visits. Oklahoma, West Virginia, Michigan State, Penn State. I threw Pitt in there just for you. And Tennessee as well offered, but his official visits, I believe, Oklahoma, Purdue, and maybe Michigan State. I don't know. Either way, this kid, he didn't blow me away.
West Virginia.
Okay, that's who it was, West Virginia. He didn't blow me away necessarily with his highlight tapes, I guess.
He didn't?
No, not for me. But the size, the scouting reports from the camps that he's been in, everything is pointing up big time. I would not be surprised come mid high school season if he doesn't get a bump. So pay attention to that. I think this is a big time player coming in. Again, 6'2" corner. They want to play him at corner. They're not going to put him at safety. They're not going to do anything. That's what he's being recruited for. So next guy on the list, a new guy.
Can I go a little bit?
I watched
his huddle tape, and what I saw, extremely physical at the line. Extremely physical. If a wide receiver can get past them, he does not have the speed to stay up with him. But what I saw is if we can get any sort of pass rush, he's jamming receivers at the line. There was so many times that I saw in his huddle film where the quarterback threw where he thought the wide receiver was going to be, and the wide receiver didn't even have a chance to make a break. So he's very physical. He also plays wide receiver and has great ball skills. The write-up from Alan True said his hips, he needs fundamentals in his hips. He needs to work on his speed. He needs to work on a little bit of his agility, but he is big, he is physical, and he has ball skills. So I don't think he's a guy that, maybe plays, his first year or two in the program, but if he can really be developed into a corner, he has all the physical tools and instincts to be an impact player later on in his career.
Yeah, totally agree. That's what I meant. I wasn't blown away by his highlights, right? You're not going to see a bunch of one-handed interceptions and everything else. He's just a physical corner, and that's something that I think we've lacked probably for a little bit. So, next guy on the list, another guy out of Cincinnati, linebacker Paul Nelson, another 6'2" linebacker. Flipped him from Cincinnati this week. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday being Tuesday the 9th. Couple key offers, nothing that's going to blow you out of the water. Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan State. But to pull a flip this early in the recruiting process, two now with Chandler and Nelson now, one from Cincinnati, one from Illinois. So a good positive progress there. It looks like they're building the defense up pretty well. A lot of defensive backs in this class, and then a big time guy in Paul Nelson. Did you do any research on him at all?
I did, and it's funny. Like his tape, I actually wasn't blown away by. But the thing that I noticed, he's always involved in every play, right? He didn't even really kind of have a huddle film. I saw a lot of his team highlights. He's always around the ball, and you have to love his size. I mean, you have to love his size. So, again, I mean, you always have to be a little weary when a player decommits. Don't worry about what offers, because again, he committed 5 weeks ago to Cincinnati. So seemingly a lot of teams thought he was already committed. I again pulling a linebacker from Ohio. Thumbs up.
Yeah. And then these are all 3 Ohio commits. I don't know why it's just now hitting me. The next guy, I wasn't official, at least technically on our commitment list, but Matt Weaver of 24/7 announced it yesterday as well. And it was something that was kind of in the cards, I think, really since this weekend when he sent out kind of a cryptic tweet, I think. But that's interior offensive lineman Baylor Wilkin out of Findlay, Ohio. Another 3-star, 6'4", 275 as a junior, Brandon. Only big offer Cincinnati coming out of there, but Findlay, Ohio, I think has done us very well recruiting wise and as players. I'm trying to think. There's one of 2 players that came out of Findlay, and it's not Ramsey. It was
Ramsey was Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. He was maybe he went to Moeller or something, but
he did. Eller, maybe Eller.
Eller. I don't know. He didn't go to Moeller. He went to one of the other ones, but. Yeah, Baylor Wilkin, a big-time dude, interior offensive lineman. Another guy that we talked about this when we went over the depth chart a long time ago was that the size on the interior of the line currently coming up this season, and then looking at what they're recruiting. I mean, this is different. I mean, we're used to 6'1", 6'2", 6, maybe 6'3", but we're looking 6'4", 275 at 17 years old. With a
Baylor's
lot of
the
time
smallest one. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Matt Merrick, 6'4", 285. Evan Parker from Carmel, 6'4", 295. Baylor Wilkins, 6'4", 275. That is 3 interior offensive linemen.
At 6'4",
big boys.
Or bigger. Yeah.
It's all 6'4", all 275 or bigger. That's big time.
Yes.
And these guys are never going to be highly rated, right? So when you're looking at interior offensive linemen, this guy is not ranked. You're not going to see a lot of guards and centers that are ranked guys. It's just not what happens.
A lot of hype around Baylor. A lot of hype around him in the message boards at any of them that you look at, whether it be Peegs or the rival site, any of that stuff.
And Bob, we trust, right?
Yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on there. So we'll see how that translates. Again, long time until he commits. A good 5 months until any of these guys can commit to the school officially. But a good start to the class so far. So now we're going to get into the cryptic or skeptical side of the news around the program. Julian Lewis sent out a tweet. I believe it was yesterday. It was a picture of him throwing a football in an IU football shirt. Not the one that we had looked at before, where everybody was like, oh, look at him. He's at a camp with an IU towel. This was a full-on red IU shirt. Like, it was all up in everybody's face. He meant to post it to show an IU shirt. It wasn't anything crazy. Since then, it's gone. It's been deleted. But a few people have retweeted it, quote retweeted it, one of them being Tom Loy, who has been big time on the he doesn't think USC is in this anymore. And there's one of the other big dogs that is reportedly out of the running for Julian as well, and that's Auburn, who everybody, at least last time we talked, everybody had them as the front runner to take Juju in. We haven't brought any quarterbacks in for official visits yet, correct? I think that's correct. Is it happening, Brandon? And he took it down because somebody told him to take it down?
Certainly turning in this recruitment. Georgia's already stacked at quarterback. So is Alabama. Auburn is reportedly out. USC is staying in the ring, but we've heard forever that he plans on decommitting there. So it, in my eyes, a little bit of rose-colored glasses, but it looks like Colorado is gonna be the biggest threat. So if you're an IU fan, you're rooting against the Sanders and Colorado this year. I think if Colorado struggles and IU succeeds, this recruitment's going to go on for a while. I think this recruitment could go right up to signing day in December. So I think the kid's also having fun on social media. I think he posted the Colorado picture. He's posted an IU picture. He's having a lot of fun with his recruitment, and you should. I mean, with the transfer portal, you can get recruited a couple of times, but you only get one high school recruitment. He's having fun with it, and we're still in the ring. You know, this was a story back in March. We're 4 or 5 months later now, and we're still talking about it. It's fun. Is it happening? It's not happening. Which is, and we know it's not happening for Auburn. We know it's not happening for Alabama and Georgia because they went and got their guys. But like, teams are dropping out. IU is not dropping out. You hang around, you have a chance.
So this is kind of a backhanded thing, but in typical IU fashion, or at least any other signs that could point towards maybe IU being in the lead, apparently he's been downgraded from a 5-star quarterback to a 4-star quarterback. So it just probably because he tweeted the picture. I have no idea why else it would be. He hasn't played any football outside of some camp stuff. So I don't know how I don't know how they do the rankings anyway, but the dude was an absolute stud. I just kind of looked up his stats the other day. He just really started a full season last year. And I want to say, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, Brandon, but I think he had something like 48 touchdowns to 2 interceptions on the season. Like, it was insane.
Video game numbers.
Yeah, crazy. And he's not playing for a small Georgia school either. I mean, it's a big time program there in Georgia. So I don't know, just something to get you guys all riled up on a Thursday. So we'll see what's going on. So here we are. We're to the unless you have anything else you want to add, we'll get to the video game part that we'll just kind of skip over. Where Seth is supposed to be here and supposed to talk to us, but he's not here. So we'll move on and we'll save it for next week when we've got all of the information. The only other things I think that came out, there's a top 100 players in the game. And, as we've talked about before, I think IU is vastly underrated in this game, which is deserving, honestly. Like, let's be real. I mean, what we won 3 games last year. We don't deserve to be anything probably better than what we are until we can prove something. So no players in the top 100, but I do have an interesting question there. Anybody on the roster that you could think of that may have cracked into that top 100 if you were to pick one player? Who do you think?
Sarah, it's got to be.
That's who I said. And as I was posing that question, I was kind of thinking Carter Smith, but again, he's only had one season under his belt. We think he's going to be elite and incredible, but we got to give him some more time to do that. But yeah, that's what I said in our group chat where Seth was dogging on everybody. But yeah, dude, so super, super not interesting. So yeah, we'll move on. We'll save the rest of it for Seth. If he wants to talk about it, we'll do all that stuff. So let's move on to the schedule preview. It's game number 6. It's at Northwestern. I did say this was a road game. I have a feeling that there's going to be a decent amount of IU fans there. It's been a while since we played at Northwestern. I want to say it was at 2014, I think was the last time we played at Northwestern. If it was between then and now, maybe one more time. I think we might have got one more in there, but maybe 2014 might have been the last away game. I don't have it right in front of me, but it's been a while, and we're basically playing at a practice field. I think there's 15,000 seats at wherever they're playing against us. So
I'm looking at it now. It is a temporary field.
It's like temporary because they're redoing Ryan, right? Or they're building a new Ryan field, basically.
So there's cool parts, and then there's embarrassing parts.
The cool part is the lake. Isn't it up against the lake?
Literally probably a couple 100 feet from Lake Michigan. Like insanely close to Lake Michigan. The embarrassing part is probably every stadium in Texas is bigger and better than the temporary stands. The stands, in my opinion, are a combination of what you see at golf tournaments and what you see with extra seating at when the fair brings in a fairly big artist. It's awful. Matt Fortuna, May 30th, 2024, put out a tweet. He's trying to hype it up. There's club seating. The club seating looks like what you go through on a TSA pre-check. It's genuinely just freaking awful. The site's awesome, but the actual stadium is, in my mind, it looks embarrassing.
And
literally every Texas high school has a better stadium than what Northwestern will be playing in 2024.
Is it next to their new? Well, I think it's their new practice facility. That's super.
I don't know.
Dope.
I literally just X'd out of it because I couldn't look at it anymore.
Okay.
It's so bad, dude. Again, you know what I'm talking about, like
really
the temporary stands that are at golf majors. That's what it looks like.
If you Google it, I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th picture is a picture of the 16th hole at Wake or at the Waste Management, the par 3 where everybody's in the stadium style seating, and it says it's from Football Scoop. Northwestern reportedly exploring unique option to keep home field advantage during construction of whatever their new field. And
they're making a joke, but it is literally that.
That's
now
crazy,
the new stadium does look sick.
It's going to look awesome. Yeah.
So that happens in 2026, but 2024 and 2025, straight up clown show. Straight up clown show.
All right, well, let's get into it. Series history: Northwestern leads 47-35. They won a ton of games against us in like the 1940s and 50s. It's just insane. Previous meeting, 2019, Northwestern 3, IU 34 took place at Memorial Stadium. That was the last game Michael Penix played for us in 2019, I think. He scored like a sneak touchdown. I remember him going off the field holding his shoulder. That was it. Broken collarbone, out for the season from there. And then it was the Ramsey show. Largest margin of victory, IU 42, Northwestern 0. 1990, that was the Trent Green, Von Dunbar team. And fun fact, which is not that fun, but it's a fact, this is the longest stretch between matchups of any other Big Ten team for IU. It'll be 5 years this season since we played Northwestern. We have played every other team in the last 5 years, and that just explains to you how difficult our schedules have been every freaking year. So, preseason over-under wins, 4.5. Brandon will do that schedule a little bit later.
Can I go over a little bit more on the old gambling?
Do it.
So it is 4.5 is what it's set at on DraftKings and on FanDuel. The over's 135. So they DraftKings and FanDuel are both leaning 5 wins. They are to win the conference. They're not going to do it. Is plus 20,000, the same as IU. Conference wins 2.5, same as IU. But the difference is they're actually favored to win 2 games, where IU's favored to win 3. So at least on DraftKings thinks Indiana's going to have more wins, both total and in conference. So I did want to note that these teams are pretty comparable, though. We'll get into it more. But if you look at a lot of the gambling sites, all the odds are pretty dang similar for Northwestern and IU.
Yeah, I think that might end some of the comparisons. I don't know, unless you have some stuff on the field. I don't know. I mean, they do have a couple of good wide receivers, which we'll talk about.
Philosophies are totally different, offense and defense.
Yeah.
Where their good players are. Like, that is where the comparison ends, but just in totality.
Yeah.
The Vegas thinks of these teams as pretty similar, with IU a tad better.
Well, I'll tell you why they're not going to be better here in just a minute. Let's talk about their head coach real quick. And then I'll start here. Let's go to Brackley's patterns for just a second. It's a little bit different. Usually it's win-loss patterns and everything else, right? And it's a bunch of nonsense. Brandon, if I were to ask you a Northwestern football stereotype, do you have one? Does one come to mind for you?
No, to be honest.
Here's mine. Whenever they have a good year, the following year, they have an awful year. And whenever they have a bad year, they have a good year following that. Let me go through their season since 2018. Okay. 2018, 9 wins. 2019, 3 wins. 2020, shortened season, 7 wins, Big Ten West champions. Thank you, Peyton Ramsey. 2021, 3 wins. 2022, 1 win. 2023, 8 wins. What happens in 2024? Coming off of a good year, it's got to be a bad season. I'd take the under on the wins.
Braggley's patterns wouldn't let us down.
No, but I guess people might be screaming, okay, they had 2 bad years, but you can't blame the 2 bad years. I mean, in 2021, they started this quarterback that they might end up starting again, and this guy is awful. And that's why that one happened. Last season was more, or 2 seasons ago, 2022 was more, traditional results. So, head coach David Braun, the 2023 Big Ten Coach of the Year after an 8-5 season and winner of the Las Vegas Bowl. Did you know this was his first ever head coaching job? Ever. In high school and college. Well, at least according to his Wikipedia page. Never coached in college, never coached in high school as a head coach.
It's impressive. And he was thrust into an awful situation.
Oh, yeah. Bad situation. I mean, we took him to lose the majority of their games, maybe a 1 or 2 win season for them last season, but 8-5 bowl winners, great season. Too bad tradition lives on, and they'll be awful this year.
But did you look at, because I didn't look into how they won?
No, they won a bunch of close games. I think they squeaked one by Purdue. They blew one team out pretty good, but they were a big time running team last year. A lot of yards on the ground.
So, dude, how do I want to say this? Because their season, they had probably one of the most impressive seasons, especially against expectations, than I could ever remember.
Yeah, so, 7-5 coach won Big Ten Coach of the Year.
What I'm gonna say is gonna sound insensitive, desensitive. Whatever. Insensitive. There we go. They had 1 fumble lost, though they fumbled the ball 9 times.
Yeah.
They had 8 interceptions. 3 of them were in the first 2 games. They had extreme turnover luck. On the flip side, they had the 8th most turnovers forced. They had the 3rd best turnover margin. We hit on this last week with Maryland. You can't live and die off turnovers. You need substance. The year that they won 1 game, they had 4,100 yards of offense. Last year, with an extra game, they had 3,900 yards of offense.
Yeah.
Their offense was worse last year than when they won 1 game. Now, again, we know you can coach turnovers. You can practice it. You can preach it. But, man, if they don't get turnovers, there's a lot of holes in this team, both on a roster talent standpoint, and they can't make it up with offense. We'll get into it more with the player personnel and things on this, but I have a hard time finding their 8-5 bowl winning season more than fluky and lucky. I'm sure if Northwestern fans hear this, they're going to be like, shut up. You're Indiana. You won 7 games in 2 years. Shut up. And we won 8 games last year. But you got to look at how they did it. Their best player was their running back that they brought back, who averaged 4 yards a carry.
It's 600 yards, I think, in the season.
If they want to have another winning season, they're going to need that to happen again. And I can't think of a team that's had that 2 years in a row without extreme talent, right? If you're putting dudes in the league every year, you're going to have high interceptions, forced fumbles, strip sacks. They don't have a single NFL guy in their roster.
Currently, I think they've got 1, maybe, and a linebacker. But let me tell you guys something here. From 115 to 130 in total offense last year, I'm going to give you some names. Nebraska, Rutgers, Northwestern at 121, Minnesota at 122, Michigan State 125, Iowa dead last in total offense. That's the one example you can give where, okay, your defense can carry you through 90% of your schedule without you guys doing anything offensively other than maybe a couple field goals, and you're going to win 6 games, right? I don't know how many games they won last year, maybe 5. But, dude, it was a bad offense. 4.66 yards per play, one of the worst in the country. Akron, one of the worst teams ever, except whenever they play IU, just 5 spots behind Northwestern. Like they were a bad offensive team, but again, they won 8 games, so props to them, right? I mean, they did it somehow. So, and you explained it. Well, let's get into their key players. The quarterback position is where we're going to start, and oh goodness, it's I think we've got the answer of who's going to start, but if it goes the other way, it's going to be another really rough season for them. It's either going to be, at least according to the reports, it's still up in the air. The incumbent, I guess you would say,
according to Inside NU, it's not. It's okay. Done.
It's definitely going to be Mike Wright then.
Yeah, this is.
We won't waste our time.
This is InsideNU.com. Adam Beck, who is their beat writer, says Northwestern has found its signal caller in Mike White.
Okay. So Mike Wright, he's a Mississippi State transfer where he was a backup last year. And then, maybe he started last year. He might have started for them last year because I think the dude that was at Mississippi State went to, I don't remember if he started for them or not. Either way, he was at Mississippi State. Then he went to Vanderbilt before that. And that might be where that kind of rings a bell. That dude had a good couple seasons at Vanderbilt for it being Vanderbilt. And they weren't anything that was really going to jump off on paper if you compare it to like an actual good SEC quarterback. A lot of hype when he was there. Didn't get into the starting position at Mississippi State. Now he's at Northwestern for really, I think it's his last season. He's 6'4". He's quick. He's a real good dual threat quarterback with a good arm.
Good. What do you mean by
don't know.
good? Good as in
Good is good. He's
strong?
got a good enough arm, right? He can make it.
He's got a
throw,
strong arm.
Yeah.
His career passing is 55%.
Yeah.
It was 57% last year. And while he can throw the ball a mile, his career average is 5.3 yards, which means he doesn't complete a lot of those 50, 60-yard bombs that he's tossing. He gets it done by extending plays, running, scrambling, causing chaos. That's Mike White, right? Like, oh, I ran to one side of the field. Oh, my fourth read is open on the opposite side of the field. I'm throwing it, and then he gets 20 yards in yak because there was a broken play. I think that can sum up Mike White's career is he's one big broken play because of his athleticism, which is there in spades. Like, he is a freak athlete, but I would not call him a good passer I'd call him a strong arm without much accuracy, and he gets a lot of garbage plays, which is a skill.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's a reason why he hasn't really stuck, right? I mean, Vanderbilt, and he's smart. Obviously, he's going to Vanderbilt, and he's gone to Northwestern now, right? So, must have a good brain on him, but he couldn't crack Mississippi State to really hold down a starting spot there. Vanderbilt, again, he started, I think he came in some point in his freshman season and then kind of lit it up a little bit. But again, he's just kind of a dude, right? Nothing too crazy, but again, that could come back to bite us.
He almost has a 1-to-1 touchdown to turnover. Yeah, no, exactly. Not necessarily interceptions because he runs, so he fumbles. So, he throws the ball away. He fumbles the ball. So his touchdown to turnover, not touchdown to interception ratio, is close to 1-to-1.
Yeah. Well, here's what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball.
Yep.
So a lot. Under new offensive coordinator, they got and I don't know where their offensive coordinator went.
28 years old. 28 years old from South Dakota State.
Oh,
He's put up massive numbers.
Yeah.
Massive numbers. And all he does is run spread concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, think of the running version of Western Kentucky. Quick, fast, spread options.
Outside the tackle.
They're going to get Mike White in space. They're going to get, what's his name? Cam Porter out in space. Everything is going to be space. Screens, sweeps, slants. Everything's going to be fast, quick. It's not going to be 3-step drops. It's not going to be play action. It's not going to be between the tackles. That's not how the offensive coordinator wants to work. That's not how Mike Wright wants to work. So I don't know if I'd call this offense fun, but it's going to be sideline to sideline. That's for sure.
Yeah. And the running back's not really a sideline to sideline guy. So it'll be interesting how that fits or if they move on to somebody else. But his stats last year, he's a senior now, 651 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on the season. Again, leading rusher on the season. He averaged under 4 yards per carry. I'm pretty sure every running back for IU last year in our abysmal offense averaged over 4 yards a carry. That's just not good stuff. There is some good stuff though on the offense. I think the wide receivers are half decent. There's a wide receiver, Bryce Kurtz, who's been there for a while. He's a senior as well, 6 foot tall, so he's going to be kind of that perfect slant guy on the outside. He's got big play potential. He averages 14 yards of reception. His long last year was 80 yards, 5 touchdowns. Again, he was the second leading receiver on the team at 701 yards for the season. And then there are a couple other names, and I'll let you kind of talk about anybody you want to talk about. But there's AJ Henning at the other wide receiver, and then two big tight ends at Marshall Long and Thomas Gordon. But it doesn't sound like maybe they will be so much a part of the offense with a fast running, a quick slant kind of passing game.
Yeah, I just want to touch on their offensive line. Got absolutely destroyed through the portal. Their offensive line will be a concern, but I think that's why Braun went with the offensive coordinator. He doesn't need the guys to block long. He doesn't need them to pancake people. They just need him to be in the right spot. They're scheming an offense around a weak offensive line, so which is smart, right? I mean, you can't run between the tackles or have 3-step drops if your line's getting demolished. Which there's a good chance that their line gets demolished a lot this season.
Yeah, and I can't wait to go through their schedule because I haven't really looked at it. So that'll be interesting to talk about. Let's run through their defense stuff real quick. I mean, they've got a decent defensive end in Adrian Hubbard, who's coming off a 6-sack season last year. I mean, really, again, their defense made it an 8-win team. I mean, let's be real about it. Didn't turn the ball over on offense, but they created a ton of turnovers on defense. I'm going to skip the next guy because I could talk about him, I think, for a long time. But at safety, they got a guy named Devin Turner. He's coming off a 79 tackle season, 1 interception, 5 passes defended. But, man, their secondary got torn up too, dude.
Top 3 corners, gone.
Gone, yeah. So it's going to be
Notre Dame to West Virginia.
Yeah.
And the guys behind them, not a lot of experience.
Exactly. And it's Northwestern. It's not like they're recruiting 4 and 5-star players on the regular. So it'll be really interesting to see what they've got there. They do have an absolute stud at linebacker in Xavier Mueller, who was second on the team last year, Brandon, with 110 tackles. 110 tackles, was second on the team. He had 3 interceptions at the linebacker position, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, 3rd team all Big Ten. I mean, that just tells you how stacked the linebacker position was for the Big Ten. But, dude, 1st team preseason all Big Ten. Do you know anything about Xavier Mueller? Because this dude will pop.
Yeah, is this the guy you were talking about being an NFL player?
Yeah.
So maybe on production, he's entering his 6th year. So he'll be 24.
Got a lot of Kyle Vanden Bosch written on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or one of the Wisconsin linebackers or Michigan State linebackers that just never leaves. So I don't know if his age really, I think it'll be a negative in his NFL profile, but he's a stud. He's more than a compiler. Again, 3 interceptions last year, 5 sacks, 4 total turnovers as he had a fumble forced. He is an excellent college linebacker. And they bring back their entire defensive line. They run a 4-3. So they bring back their entire defensive line. Their front 7 is strong. IU is going to beat them through the air. They're not going to be able to beat them on the ground. So it'll be interesting. As we look at this game, Northwestern's going to want to draw this out, win time of possession, really run this thing into the ground in a different way, not in a 3 yards and a cloud of dust way. And IU should want to throw the ball around the yard. Now that is how Northwestern won 8 games last year because of turnovers. But if you're gonna exploit the Wildcat, that's gonna be through the air.
Right. If there's one position group where we will absolutely hold the massive advantage, right, would be our incredible wide receiver group versus their completely demolished defensive backs. Now, we don't know. They could turn out to be all Americans across the board, but chances are that's not what's going to happen. All right, let's get into schedule time, and then we'll just do a quick promo, and then Randos, and then we'll get everybody out of here. So, Brandon, let's go through their schedule. Again, 4.5 over under. And I'll go through wins and losses, and you can.
And then remember 2 conference wins. Is what Vegas is saying. So I think this might be the most damning thing. They start off with Miami of Ohio. who is going to be okay. They'll be an upper echelon MAC team. They're only 3.5 point favorites.
Dude,
At
Miami
home.
they get somebody somewhere along the way. I wrote it down as a W before you said 3.5. Dude, I don't know. 4.5 might be hard to come across if Miami is a 3.5 point dog. So
Yeah, I mean the over under is at 42.5. So like this is going to be a low scoring game. Northwestern dropped their first 2 last year. I have it as a win, but like
like a squeaker. Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's next?
They host Duke, who has a new coach,
And
new
Duke's
quarter,
in
new
bad
everything.
shape. Yeah.
Duke is a bad team. So I have this as a win too. But again, I bet this is another 3.5, 2.5 with an over under in the low 40s. This is another
Yeah.
gross.
2-0.
2-0. Then they got Eastern Illinois at home.
3-0.
3-0. Then they go on the road to Washington.
Dude. Are they going to sit 4-0? I think Washington's over under though is like 8.5.
It is. No, I think Washington beats them.
All right.
They took in a bunch of Pac-12 talent. You can't see me. This is audio, but I'm in quotes. They took a lot of Pac-12 talent. So I have them losing this game.
All right.
Now come to Indiana. Early Randos. They get a bye, which I hate. I hate that they have 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
You know what sucks?
How much does a bye matter? We do. Which is worse, right? I mean, kids look ahead, right? They see like, after this game, I get 2 weeks off.
I don't know if the bye matters. Who would we have played by then? So we'll be 4-0, beating 2 crap, and then
I have us losing to Maryland, so I have us as 3-1 or 4.
Well, I'm just saying for the first 4 games, and then we got Maryland. So yeah, we'll get our offense and stuff on film in at least games 3 and 5.
I have us playing kicked off because we lose to Maryland in a very IU sense. Sig has them ready to go. I think we blow their doors off because of Rourke and the wide receivers. I do. I think this is a get right game. It scares me because they're gonna have 2 weeks to prepare, but you can't prepare for Donovan McCulley, Elijah Sherritt, Miles Cross against their secondary.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give Tino and the offensive coordinators there a ton of preseason credit and say that we blow the doors off this Northwestern team.
Mike Shanahan was what you're looking for. But,
yeah, Mike Shanahan.
Yeah. So they've only got 5 games before us, right? And this is our 6th game because we play. I guess we don't really play week 0, do we?
Nope.
How do they get 5? I don't know. Oh yeah, because they got the bye. Stupid. Okay. After that, what do we got?
They go on the road to Maryland.
Oh, they're going to be on a skid here. Okay.
Then they're home against Wisconsin. Loss.
That's a loss. But a possible W against Maryland. I don't like Maryland.
You heard me. I
know.
I don't need to go back into that. Then on the road to Iowa, loss.
Okay.
Then I have on the road against Purdue. I have that as a win.
Dude, I got them at 4 wins right there. Then 4 lock wins and 2 possible flip games.
Yeah, I have them at 4 wins as well. Then they host Ohio State, not a chance. Then they go on the road to Michigan, loss. Here's where I think they get their last game at home to Illinois.
That'll probably
now listen to this. This is November 30th on the lake. It is going to be 10 degrees and 6 inches of snow. This is how Northwestern wins because they're going to run the ball 60 times and they're going to win this game 13-10. So That's where I have them getting to 5 wins and getting to 2 conference wins. I have them as 5-7.
Okay, so they do have it already announced. I kind of said it in the background when you were talking, but this game's going to be at Wrigley.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So when you said it was
Regardless,
at home, I was
it'll
like,
still
they're going
be
to play the game somewhere else. Yeah. Okay.
still be a ton of snow. It won't be on the lake like I thought. So maybe that eliminates the wind a little bit, but it'll still be freezing.
I could see 5 wins. Without them beating IU. I could see 5, maybe 6.
So college football news, they have it at 6 because I didn't copy college football news, but they have everything I had plus Indiana. Because college football news hates Indiana.
They hate
every single one of these preview, it's like likely win Indiana, likely win Indiana. So yeah, they have 6 wins for theirs.
I talked about this last podcast. These guys don't know what they're doing. They don't study these teams. You know what I mean? Like they're digging into it. They're doing a little bit more research than what I'm doing. And I do it this outline in about 30 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever, dude. I mean, they have a pretty soft schedule. I mean, if you sit back and look at it, it's similar to ours, honestly. You know, instead of Illinois, we get Minnesota, and then, you know, everything else is pretty much in line. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. We've got so many like hinge games on our schedule. This one, man,
gonna be fun.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I was sitting here thinking about, because you were talking about the offense. We don't know what to expect yet. Offense, we don't know what to expect. Defense, Mike Shanahan, his offense is not geared towards one particular thing. Like It's not like we're going to be a big time spread pass offense or we're going to be a run first offense. Dude, it's one season 60-40 one way, 60-40 the other way the following season. It's going to be adapt to each game situation, which is awesome. And we'll see how that goes. And then obviously Brian Haynes is an absolute stud in defense. So hopefully that can translate. He can get all the pieces put together and we have a really fun season. So, you know what? I teased a promo, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got sponsored.
Welcome back.
Again.
Welcome back.
Our friend Garrett, who does everything, and we've told you this, he's sponsored our podcast again. And he's such a good dude. We'll do whatever he needs us to do. He's the dude, the expert when it comes to Indiana real estate. And I'll tell you why. He didn't write this in here. I'm going to go off the book here a little bit. This dude lives in Broad Ripple, the heart of I don't know, like the heart of like the spot, right? Whenever you're just kind of that guy. You want to live in Broad Ripple or the north side of Indy or downtown Indy. He knows downtown Indy. He knows the Broad Ripple area. He grew up in Fishers. He knows Fishers. He knows Hamilton County. He knows Bloomington. He went to school there for 4 years. He knows everything. He knows where it's at. He's the guy to talk to. Go to True Blood Realty and talk to Garrett Lawton. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett is a real estate agent you need. He's not just a real estate agent. He's a Hoosier fan, just like you guys, unless you're a Northwestern fan listening to this, which thank you for listening, but come buy a house down here and rent it out. Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call. Here's his number, guys. Ladies, write it down. 317-410-8851. I'm just kidding. He's married. Or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. There it is. Brandon, tell me what you have in your randos. We have no sack today with no Seth. So let's get some randos in, and then we'll get out of here.
Is Northwestern the most difficult place to win in the Big Ten? And if not, where?
This Indiana. No, I mean, we've got okay. I'm going to say yes, just because of, the size of the school, I mean, I don't know. They win though. They win quite a bit. It has to be us, unfortunately, I think. But if it's not us, it's probably Northwestern. I don't know what their budget is for football. I know we've got a pretty big budget now. We've got a good NIL backing. Things seem to be going in the right direction with the administration and the football team. So I would say, though, right now, I think it's pretty hard to win here because at least you've got Chicago, right? I don't know how far Evanston is from Chicago, but it's close enough.
That was pretty good, by the way. That was pretty good.
I am wearing a Chicago Cubs shirt too, so
You are.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think it's us.
There's certainly we have to compete with Notre Dame, with Ohio State. Who they got to compete with? Wisconsin,
Illinois, Wisconsin. That's it.
It's not Notre Dame, Michigan, or Ohio State.
No.
Okay. Next question, and this is kind of Northwestern based. Does Pat Fitzgerald coach a Power 4 team again?
That's a tricky question, man, because there have been some bad coaches that have come back and made their way back in. I don't know if he wants to, Brandon. I think if the opportunity was there, I think they'd give it to him. I think he'll do it again one more time.
Got it. Next,
he might go to Oklahoma State. I don't know if Gundy's going to get through what he just did.
I won't say what I want to say.
Okay.
Next question. You are a helmet and jersey guy. Thoughts on the Cats fit?
Oh, I haven't looked at it. Is it updated at all, or is it still the same?
Still the same.
Okay.
I love their black with purple trim.
With the gold. Oh, you just like that? Oh, okay.
I like the black and purple, but the black and gold is pretty tight too.
They do have new uniforms, it looks like, but they're just stereotypical. Okay, so you got the purple helmet, white helmet, and then all black. I love their colors, man. I don't like the sleeves with just the basic big fat line and the two outside lines on the sleeve. I'm not a big fan
when
of
it's
that
the
part
N.
of it.
I like it when it's the N on the shoulders.
Just the N on the shoulders. Yeah, that's not happening on any of these. But I dig it. Is it my favorite? No, but I've always been a big black and purple fan. I like that color combo.
Yep.
I dig it.
Building off that, obviously when they play IU, you're not rooting for them. Do you root for Northwestern against other Big Ten teams?
Yes.
I think they might be my second favorite Big Ten team.
Maybe basketball. They're my second favorite Big Ten team. I don't know.
I don't really like their coach.
Football. Collins?
Yeah.
I like Chris Collins. I like him. I don't think I have a second football team. I hate everybody else in the football. But probably if I had to pick them, probably them. Yeah. That's good. That's a good shout. We have no rivalry with them, which, again, we haven't played them in 5 years. You would think that would be one that was like Indiana, Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Last question, non-football related. Starting Saturday, running through Thursday, I'm going on a family beach vacation. Where do you rank family beach vacations?
In your situation with one child, I would rank it as a very enjoyable vacation. Me now, there's a reason why last time we went on vacation, we brought my wife's grandparents with us, just so we had 4 more hands to wrangle in the 3.
I'm a little terrified. We're going to be at Lake Michigan, not the ocean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine. My son is crazy. I'm terrified of him sprinting just right into the water.
And just tell him not to do that.
Yeah, well,
don't do that.
His batting average on listening is barely over the Mendoza line.
Is it better than Javi Baez's batting average?
Similar.
Okay. The only reason I knew that is because I saw something the other day where he got hit. He got hit by a Guardians pitcher, and he turned and he looked and almost went at him. And the Guardians play-by-play guy was like, "Javi, it's all right, man. Just go to first. They didn't hit you because of your batting average." It's just like what a shot, dude.
I mean,
That
you
was
guys
great.
will always have 2016. You'll
Well,
always-
yeah, no, yeah. So he doesn't play for us anymore. He plays for
Right.
Tigers, I think.
That's it for my Randos.
Yeah, that's it, man. Cool. Yeah, be sure to check out the pod on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Hour IUFB. Be sure to rate and review on all of our platforms. You can check us out anywhere you want to check us out. That's it, Brandon. We got 20 seconds before an hour. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you guys. Bye.